Hello, and welcome to another Kamen Rider X8 toy review. Now, I finally picked up my first item in the Gashacon weapon series, which is essentially the series of toys for your roleplay weapons. And so this is the Gandan Hichu DX Gashacon Magnum, which is the primary weapon for Kamen Rider Snipe. Now, before I carry on with this review, I just want to apologize. Got kind of a sore throat right now, so if you guys hear my voice sounding very strange, please understand. Hopefully this will get better soon. Anyway, so I have the toy in the configuration it comes in out of the box. Alright, this is how it's configured. It's kind of in its rifle mode, except that the scope part is not out, it's actually tucked in. Alright, and reason for that, I believe, is because if you look at it from the top, the gun is actually very streamlined right now, and if the scope was sticking out, it will make it that much thicker, and that would be a problem because then they have to make the box a lot bigger, and just for one small piece, it's just not worth it. So that's why it comes packaged like this. Do not panic, it will be able to extend out as per normal later on. I'll show that off when I get to it. Alright, so let's get it to its handgun mode first, since that's the default mode it comes out in when he summons it. So what you want to do is you want to rotate the front part of the gun onto itself to get it into its handgun mode. So there is a hinge part right here, and the hinge is actually locked. So to unlock it, you have to push on the black button that is on the top of the hinge, and you have to hold on first while you swing the front part. Now, after you've done that and you did a little bit of a swing, the black button no longer pops back out, and you know that you can release it already. Now the rest of the way is very simple. Just swing it back and clip it in place, like so. Simple, right? Now we have it in its handgun mode. So nice details all around this toy. The handle is a good size, I think. Fits my hand really well. I know I have quite small hands. If your hands are a bit bigger, there should be a little bit more space, so shouldn't be too much of a problem right here. Alright, the trigger, I'm not a big fan of it. When I first got this out of the box, I was like, man, I do not like this trigger at all. And what I find to be a good trick when pulling the trigger is to use the tip of your finger. Alright, it's easier to pull the trigger that way. It's quite uncomfortable when you use your entire finger to do it, especially after long hours of play. Might be quite tiring. Just a tip. I mean, if you guys don't mind it, just do your own way. Just a recommendation, alright? Now, there is the alphabets STG written up top. And this is the same as what Snipe has on his helmet. I do believe it stands for shooting, since with the Bang Bang shooting Gashato, it turns him into shooting gamer. So I believe that's what it stands for. Since shooting, if you write it in Japanese, is written as shootinger. So taking the S from the shoe, the T from the T, and the G from the G, you get shootinger. So it's STG. Just a guess, do not quote me on it, I might be wrong. But makes sense to me, alright? Now the front does have a little blast effect, and it's actually on both sides of the gun, which is cool. Now I think this is because they couldn't make the front of the gun in handgun mode a little bit more realistic, so they substitute with this, which is alright, I think. Isn't the best thing ever. That makes sense, since the hinge needs to be there. Okay, as usual, A button, B button. All of the Gashacon weapons have the A button, B button. A button is for mode change, and B button is for special attack. So let's just wait until then. Let me just show off the back of the gun first. We have the slot right here. This slot is for your Rider Gashato. So just slot your Rider Gashato in there, and you can attack with the finishing move. Alright. Now, mode change. Since we are at the point where I need to do the mode change, A button is for mode change. Push on it. it releases the catch, so you can now turn it back into rifle mode. Alright, do not expect a full transformation. It doesn't do that. It doesn't swing the entire front portion out. That's all it does. Alright, just make sure it's not locked anymore so you can swing it up already. Alright, let's just show you off one more time from the top. This is what happens when you push on the button. Alright, like this. That's all. And now when you swing it out, you will see that the scope now starts to extend. And it swings out fully. Like this. So, no problem. Once you close the gun, open it up again, the scope will come out by itself. Do not panic. Very, very simple. And the scope is actually very nice. If I can show it off. It does have a targeting circle in there. So nice details. Alright. And speaking of details, again, we have the STG here in rifle mode and another blast effect in the front. Now, there are no LEDs in this toy, so do not expect this to light up. No projectile effects either. This thing doesn't launch out. It's just there for aesthetic purposes. Not the most realistic looking gun, I would say. But it is what it is, alright? So, B button. Nothing happens. I can just keep pushing on it. Nothing happens without electronics. So let's turn on the electronics. Now the switch is at the back. Is this the back? Front, back, right of the gun, right side of the gun. Alright, let's call this the right side of the gun. Switch is on the right side of the gun. Push it down for electronics. And I use the term electronics, but there's only sounds, so let me do that one more time. Announces his name. And the speaker is actually towards the front of the gun, which is a problem. If you want to hold this with two hands, since it's a rifle, you got to be careful, right? Since your other hand might actually block the speaker box, so you got to be mindful of that. So just keep a lookout. I made that mistake earlier on when playing with this toy, but it's not a big deal. So sound effects, pulling the trigger. Only one sound effect. You can rapid fire, but that's all you get. Alright, and if you push and hold, you do not actually get a special sound. You still get the same thing, like that. That's all. Alright, now mode change, you do have a sound effect, so let's do the mode change with that electronics on. Alright, so now we are in handgun mode. Alright, so handgun mode, again, pull the trigger. Slightly different sound effect. Can spam the button, but that's all. Alright, and if you wanted to do the B button for the special attack, this is what happens. Alright, it loads up, and then very cool rapid fire sound effect. So let me just do that one more time. Push the B button first, and you pull the trigger. Very fun. Alright, A button for mode change to rifle mode. Again, sound effect for mode change. And if you use the B button in rifle mode, it works a bit differently. So let me just do it first, and I'll explain afterwards. So what's different is that in the rifle mode, it does actually matter when you pull the trigger. So what happens is when you push the B button, it will start the sound effect where it starts scouting for a target. And after that, it locks onto a target, and you have to pull the trigger at that very point. If you pull it a bit too soon, you won't get the same sound effect. Let me just show that off. So you get a regular firing sound if you pull it too soon, like this, regular firing sound. And if you pull it too late, right, if you miss the timing, this is what you get. So if you miss the timing, it will revert back to its scouting sound again, and you have to wait one more time. All right, you can actually wait a second time, don't worry. Let me just show that off. So don't worry if you missed the first time, it will revert back to it again. Just wait in it, alright? So I believe that's all for the main toy. So let's do some of the sounds with your Rider Gashato. So I have my Bang Bang Shooting Gashato right here, since this is the one that's used by Kamen Rider Snipe. And just plug it into the back of the gun, right here. And once you push it in, it will start the Kimiwaza sound. Alright, and if you do it one more time, you can just pull the trigger again, and you won't get a Kimiwaza sound, but you will still get the critical finish. And yes, you will sometimes still get the Kaishin no Ipatsu sound with your Gashacon weapons as well. Now, if you want to get the Kimiwaza sound one more time, you have to pull out the Gashato and plug it in back in. And to pull the Gashato, it's actually very simple. Just hold on the button on the top, and you can release the Gashato. Now, plug in a different Rider Gashato. Here we have the Shakaliki Sports Gashato. So no problem, it works with any of your Rider Gashato. Alright. And I want to demonstrate something else, so I brought the Talo Quest Gashato as well. And if I plug this one in, so you can see this one does actually unlock the sound for the Talo Quest. However, it doesn't sound as appropriate because the Talo Quest Gashato is actually made for Kamen Rider Brave, whose primary weapon is a melee weapon, it's the Gashacon sword, and the sound effect actually matches that much more. So while it still unlocks the sound just doesn't fit in as nicely. But no problem if you still want to do it that way. Which I think wraps up everything I want to say about this toy. Alright, so that's a wrap for this toy. I do believe this is a optional purchase. If you are buying into the Exit toy line, you can just buy any of the Gashacon Weapon series items that have been released. Alright, so far what do we have? We have the Gashacon Breaker, Gashacon Sword, this one the Gashacon Magnum, then we have the Gashacon Sparrow, and after that we have the Gashacon Bug Visor. I'm not sure if the Bug Visor counts as the same line. It's kind of a weapon and kind of a, spoiler alert, kind of a transformation device. So I'm not sure if that one counts the same way, but at least the first 4 of them are the same. So you can just pick one of them, purchase it. You don't need to buy all of the Gashacon weapons if you are not planning to buy into the toy line fully. just pick one since it unlocks the critical strike, critical finish, I believe that's what it's called. Alright, the critical finish for your Radical Shuttle, all of your Radical Shuttle work with it. So no problem. Just choose one and buy that one that you like the most. I like Kamen Rider Snipe personally, and I personally prefer gun-based weapons over melee weapons for roleplay purposes. So pick whatever you like more. Alright, that's just what I'm saying. And so I believe that's all I need to mention. Alright, next up I do have something special. Just want to show this off really quick since I'm very excited about this. Yes, I do have this, the DX Proto Mighty Action X Radical Shuttle. Alright, this thing is currently available for redemption with any of the Gashacon Weapon Series items and with the DX Gamer driver. So if you're planning to buy into this toy line now, good time to buy any of these weapons if you haven't picked them up. Get it fast, alright? I'm sorry guys, my video cut off halfway. Anyway, I'm towards the end already, so it's okay. What I'm saying is just pick up your Gashacon weapon item of choice, since you can just get this with any of them. So you do not have to buy the Gashacon Magnum. If you do not like it, you can choose any of the others. Alright, just make sure you get this campaign item. It's while stocks last. Alright, once it's gone, no more chance to get it. So please rush out, grab your stuff if you want it. If you're watching this very much later, I'm sorry guys, the campaign's probably over already. Anyway, it's okay. They might release this in another form or shape later on. I don't know. So thank you so much for watching everyone. Sorry about the break. Anyway, I'll see you guys next game.